The door swung open without a knock, and there she was, Elise, my best friend since freshman year, frozen in the threshold of my tiny dorm room. I was half naked, my shirt halfway over my head, exposing the fresh tattoo on my ribcage that read unapologetic in elegant script. A secret I'd kept even from her. Her eyes widened, not just at the ink, but at the way my gaze lingered on her a second too long, betraying the feelings I'd buried for years. In that split second, the air thickened with unspoken truths. Elise stammered an apology, backing out, but the damage was done. The shift was palpable, like a crack in the foundation of our unbreakable bond. From that moment, every conversation felt loaded, every laugh forced, as if we'd both glimpsed a door we weren't supposed to open. I paced my room that night, heart pounding, replaying the scene in my mind. Why hadn't I locked the door? Why did her eyes dart away so quickly, cheeks flushing? Elise was straight, engaged to her high school sweetheart, Mark, the picture-perfect guy from a conservative family. Me? I was Alina, the quiet artist with a sketchbook full of hidden portraits of her, pretending my crushes were fleeting when this one had rooted deep into my soul. What if she suspected? What if this ruined everything? The next morning I texted her, "Hey, about yesterday. No big deal, right?" Her reply came hours later. "Yeah, totally. Lunch." But at the campus cafe, she avoided my eyes, stirring her coffee endlessly. "So that tattoo," she finally said, voice casual but edged with something sharper. "When did you get it? And why unapologetic?" I shrugged, forcing a smile. Just felt right. Tired of hiding parts of myself. Her nod was too quick, her laugh too light. Inside I screamed, "Don't push, Alina. Don't make her see what you feel." But the words clawed at me. Years of watching her date guys who didn't deserve her, of biting my tongue when she complained about Mark's possessiveness. As we walked back to the dorms, she linked her arm in mine like always, but her touch sent electricity through me. "You're my rock, Alina," she murmured. "Don't ever change." Irony twisted in my gut. Change? I'd been changing myself for her, dimming my light to fit into her straight world. That night, alone, I whispered to the ceiling, "How much longer can I pretend?" The answer terrified me, maybe not much longer at all. Days blurred into a tense routine. We'd study together, her head bent over textbooks, blonde bob falling forward, and I'd steal glances, heart aching. One evening, as rain pelted the windows, she confessed over pizza. "Mark and I fought again. He thinks I spend too much time with you." My pulse raced. "What did you say?" She sighed. "That you're my best friend. But he says it's weird how close we are." Weird. The word stung like a slap. Was our friendship weird because of my unspoken love? Or because society whispered that two women couldn't be this intertwined without it meaning something more? I wanted to shout, "It's not weird, it's real." But instead I said, "He's just jealous. Guys like that always are." She leaned her head on my shoulder, and I froze, inhaling her scent. Vanilla and something uniquely her. In my mind a storm brewed. If I tell her, I lose her. If I don't, I lose myself. The moral tangle gripped me. Was it wrong to love her silently, or selfish to disrupt her life? The pressure built like a dam ready to burst. Her family, devout Catholics from a small town in Ohio, adored Mark. They'd planned the wedding for next summer, complete with white dress and church bells. Me? I came from a liberal New York family, but even they tiptoed around my sexuality, as if saying lesbian out loud might make it too real. Society's gaze weighed heavy, whispers in hallways, judgmental stares at pride events. How could I drag Elise into that? Yet the confrontations escalated. One weekend, Mark showed up unannounced, eyes narrowing at our shared blanket during movie night. "Elise, we need to talk," he growled, pulling her aside. I overheard snippets. "She's always around. It's not normal." My blood boiled. Not normal? What was normal? Faking happiness in a loveless engagement. When she returned, tears in her eyes, she hugged me tight. "He doesn't get us," she whispered. Us. The word ignited hope and dread. That hug lingered in my thoughts, a turning point. Was she feeling it too? Or was I projecting my desires? The internal war raged. Betray our friendship by confessing, or betray myself by staying silent? The stakes were high, losing her would shatter me, but so would this limbo. As I drifted to sleep, one thought crystallized. Something had to give, and soon. The following week, the tension peaked at a party. Elise dragged me along, insisting on a night out. Dressed in that red sundress that hugged her curves, she turned heads, including mine. We danced, laughs echoing, but when a guy hit on her, she brushed him off, grabbing my hand instead. "Dance with me," she said, eyes locking on mine. My heart thundered. In that crowded room, it felt like just us, bodies moving in sync. But then Mark called, and she stepped away, argument ensuing. Back at the dorm, she paced, furious. "He's accusing me of cheating with you." The words hung heavy. Cheating. My mind reeled. "That's ridiculous," I muttered, but inside, "Is it?" Her eyes searched mine. "Is it, Alina? Sometimes. I wonder." The air crackled. Wonder what? I could have confessed then, but fear choked me. Instead, I deflected. "He's paranoid." But as she left, doubt seeded. What if this was the beginning of the end? The damage rippled outward. Her family called, echoing Mark's suspicions. "Honey, friendships like that can be confusing," her mom said over speakerphone. Confusing. The societal script was clear. Women like me were threats to the nuclear family ideal. I felt the weight of it all, generations of suppression, forcing square pegs into round holes. In my journal I scrawled, "Why must love be a battleground? Why can't it just be?" As the file of our story unfolded, the choices loomed larger. Elise began questioning everything, her engagement, her path. "What if I'm not who I think I am?" she confided one night. My breath caught. Was this awakening? Or manipulation from my hopeful heart? The moral quandary deepened. Encourage her exploration, risking accusation of influence, or step back, watching her suffer? The confrontations weren't just external. Inside, I battled guilt. Had my hidden feelings poisoned our purity? The price of silence was erosion of self. The price of truth, potential devastation. As rain fell outside, I resolved, tomorrow I'll face it. But resolutions are fragile, and the storm was just brewing. The morning after that confession, Elise showed up at my door with coffee, her eyes red-rimmed from lack of sleep. "I broke up with Mark," she blurted, stepping inside without invitation. Shock hit me like a wave. Had my unspoken wishes manifested this? Guilt twisted immediately. Was I the catalyst or just the scapegoat? We sat on my bed, the space between us charged. "He kept pushing about you," she explained, voice trembling. "Said I light up around you in ways I never do with him. And he's right." Her admission hung there, vulnerable and raw. My mind raced, right? Did that mean what I hoped? Or was it just friendship amplified by crisis? I wanted to pull her close, but restraint won. "What now?" I asked, heart in throat. She paced, hands wringing. "I don't know, Alina. My family's freaking out. Mom called it a phase, Dad wants me to pray it away." The societal hammer fell hard, her upbringing in that tight-knit community where deviation meant exile. I knew the feeling. My own coming out had been met with awkward silences, not outright rejection, but the undercurrent of disappointment lingered. "They're wrong," I said softly. "You deserve to figure this out." But inside, am I pushing her toward me? Is this ethical? The days following were a whirlwind of whispered conversations. We'd walk through Central Park. Wait, no, our campus in Boston, leaves crunching underfoot, but I focused inward. Elise leaned on me more, sharing doubts about her identity. "I've always felt different," she admitted during a late-night study session. Like something was missing with guys. Hope flared, but so did fear. What if this was rebound? What if exploring with me shattered her when reality hit? Confrontation came swiftly from her side. Her sister, Anna, flew in unannounced, cornering us at a coffee shop. "Elise, this is insane," Anna hissed, glancing at me like I was the villain. Breaking off with Mark because of her. The accusation stung. Societal bias painting me as the seducer, ignoring Elise's agency. "It's not about Alina," Elise defended, voice steady but eyes pleading. "It's about me." Anna's retort. "Mom and Dad think she's influencing you. This isn't you." The betrayal cut deep. Influencing? As if my love was a contagion. That night, alone, I grappled. Should I distance myself to protect her? The moral crossroads loomed. Sacrifice my feelings for her peace? or fight for authenticity? Elise texted, "Don't listen to her. You're the only one who gets me." But doubt not. Gets her or wants her? As tensions mounted, we attended a campus LGBTQ+ event together, her idea. Amid rainbow flags and empowering speeches, she held my hand, squeezing tight. "This feels right," she whispered. My heart soared, but reality crashed in. A group of her old friends spotted us, whispers spreading like wildfire. By morning, social media buzzed. Elise gone gay? The digital mob descended, judgments flying. Her phone blew up with messages from family, friends, disappointment, concern, outright hate. She crumpled on my couch, sobbing. "Why is this so hard?" I held her, internal storm raging. "This is the price: exposure, isolation." Had I enabled this without warning her of the cost? Society's chains were tight. Breaking them meant wounds. "Because the world isn't ready," I murmured. But in my mind, neither are we. The fallout escalated. Her parents cut off tuition support, forcing her to consider dropping out. "They say I'm choosing sin over family," she confided, eyes hollow. The drama thickened. Mark reappeared, begging reconciliation, promising change. "I can fix this," he pleaded outside our dorm. Elise wavered, glancing at me. The choice tore at her. Safety and familiarity, or risk in the unknown? I watched, heartbreaking. Push her toward me? No, that'd be manipulation. But staying silent felt like abandonment. The internal conflict peaked. Love means letting go, right? Or fighting? One evening, as she debated calling her parents, I finally spoke my truth. "Elise, I've loved you for years. Not as a friend." The words escaped, raw and irreversible. Her eyes wide in shock, then something softer. I think I feel it too." But joy was short-lived. The admission opened floodgates. She pulled away the next day, overwhelmed. "This changes everything," she said, voice cracking. "What about my life? My beliefs?" The moral quagmire deepened. Her Catholic roots clashed with emerging desires, labeling it wrong. I respected that, but it hurt. Was I worth the sacrifice? Confrontations piled on. At a family dinner she dragged me to, insisting on support, her father exploded. "This is unnatural. You're throwing away your future for experimentation." His words echoed societal scripts, diminishing us to phases. Elise stood firm. "It's not a phase, Dad. It's me." But the toll showed: sleepless nights, lost weight. The price of awakening. Familial bonds strained, perhaps broken. Inside, I questioned my role. Had that initial moment, the changing room, sparked this, or was it inevitable? The logic tightened. Actions have consequences, and mine rippled far. As we navigated, hope flickered amid pain. She chose therapy, exploring identity away from pressure. "I need time," she said. Time, I could give that, but at what cost to my heart? The story's thread pulled tauter. High stakes looming. Betrayals loomed, not from her but from within. Doubt whispered, "What if she's not ready? What if I am the mistake?" The drama built, decisions pending, each carrying weighty repercussions. Time stretched like a taut wire, each day a test of resolve. Elise dove into therapy, sessions leaving her drained but determined. "It's helping," she told me over coffee, her hand brushing mine accidentally, or was it? The accidental touches multiplied, igniting sparks I tried to ignore. But inside, how long can I wait? Patience warred with longing. The societal backlash intensified. Campus rumors evolved into outright confrontations. A former friend cornered Elise in the library. "You're confusing everyone," the girl sneered. "Mark was perfect for you." Elise's retort was sharp. Perfect for who? Not me. But the encounter shook her, planting seeds of doubt. "What if they're right?" she whispered later. "What if this is just stress?" The internal tug-of-war raged. Authenticity versus conformity. I felt the ripple. My own friends questioned. "Is she using you to figure things out?" One asked. "Using me?" The thought poisoned, but logic held. Exploration isn't exploitation if mutual. Yet, the moral edge sharpened. Was I enabling a potential heartbreak? Her family's silence was deafening. A passive betrayal cutting deeper than words. Then came the turning point. Elise's ex, Mark, orchestrated an intervention with her parents. They ambushed her at home over break, me waiting anxiously via text. They're saying it's a choice, she messaged, heartbroken. Choice. Society's myth. That orientation is optional, ignoring the soul's truth. She returned defiant. I told them I'm done pretending. Pride swelled, but so did fear. The cost was mounting, isolation her new companion. We shared our first intentional kiss that night, tentative and electric, in the quiet of my room. No rush, just connection. But post-kiss, reality intruded. What now? She asked, eyes searching. Now. Navigate the minefield. Her awakening meant shedding old skin, painful and raw. Inside me, this is worth it, right? The doubt lingered. Confrontations shifted inward. Elise battled guilt. Overhurting Mark, disappointing family. I feel like a traitor, she confessed during a walk. Traitor to what? The heteronormative narrative forced upon her? I shared my own scars. I hid for years, afraid of losing people. But losing myself was worse. Her nod was solemn, but the struggle showed, nights of tears, questioning faith. The drama escalated when her mother showed up unannounced, pleading. Come home, Elise. We can fix this. Fix. As if we were broken. The scene unfolded in our dorm lobby, voices rising. This isn't God's plan, her mom insisted. Elise's voice broke. Maybe my plan is different. The rejection stung both. Mother leaving in tears, daughter crumbling. The price. Familial love conditional on conformity. I held her through it, but my own conflicts brewed. Was I selfish for wanting this? Society's gaze amplified. Stares in public, whispers online. A viral post from Mark accused me of stealing her, fueling hate comments. The digital betrayal hit hard, eroding trust. Ignore them, I urged, but inside. How much can we endure? As high tension built, Elise made a bold choice. Attending a pride parade with me. Amid cheers and colors, she held my hand publicly, a declaration. This feels freeing, she said, smiling genuinely. But freedom's cost loomed. Texts from family disowning her temporarily. The awakening was bittersweet, damage irreversible. Internal monologues dominated for her. Am I betraying my roots or honoring my truth? For me. Is love worth this destruction? The logic chained us, every decision a trade-off. One evening she proposed space. To make sure this is real. Panic gripped. Space? After all this? But respect one. Okay. I agreed, heart fracturing. The separation amplified everything. Days without her felt empty, doubts amplifying. What if she reverted? What if society won? I threw myself into art, sketching her face obsessively, channeling pain. Her texts were sporadic. Missing you but thinking. Thinking, the word haunted. Reunion came unexpectedly. She knocked late one night, eyes fierce. I choose you, Alina. Us. Joy exploded but tempered by reality. What about your family? She shrugged. They'll come around or they won't. I can't live for them. The moral resolution clicked, for her, authenticity over approval. But the scars remained. Yet betrayals lingered. A close friend of hers leaked private messages, twisting our story online. The exposure brought more judgment, forcing us to confront. Privacy sacrifice for love? The drama peaked, decisions irrevocable. As we navigated fallout, bonds strengthened amid ruins. The story's crescendo approached, choices defining futures. With her choice made, the landscape shifted from internal storms to external battles. We dove in hand, but society's undercurrents pulled strong. Dates were stolen moments, coffee shops, quiet parks, but always with glances over shoulders. Why do I feel like a criminal? Elise muttered after a stranger's glare. Criminal. For loving. The societal hypocrisy burned. Straight couples flaunted, we hid. Inside I wrestled, protect her by downplaying or push visibility. The moral dilemma. Visibility invites attack, invisibility erodes soul. We chose subtle steps. A shared social media post, vague but telling. Reactions poured. Support from allies, venom from others. Her cousin messaged. Disgusting. Unfollow. The familial betrayals accumulated, each a dagger. Confrontation hit peak at a campus event. Mark appeared, drunk and angry, shouting accusations. You ruined her, he yelled, pointing at me. Security intervened but damage done, whispers spread, labeling us drama queens. Elise stood tall. I ruined nothing. I found myself. Her strength awed me, but the toll showed, therapy sessions increasing. The price manifested physically. Elise lost sleep, appetite waning under stress. Is this worth it? She asked one night, vulnerable. Worth it? My heart screamed yes, but logic whispered, count the costs. Family estrangement, social isolation, sacrifices for love. Only you can decide, I replied, fearing her answer. Awakening deepened her resolve, but not without backlash. She joined a support group, sharing stories, finding community, hearing others. It helps, she said. But one session revealed a betrayal. A group member outed her to mutual friends, twisting narratives. Trust shattered. Even safe spaces unsafe? The drama intensified, paranoia creeping. Internal conflicts resurfaced. For me, guilt over her losses. If not for me, I trailed off. She silenced. It was always there. You just lit the match. Lit the match, arsonist or liberator. The ethical gray blurred. High-stakes decisions loomed. Elise considered moving off campus with me, a bold step. To build our world, she said. Excitement mixed with dread. Financial strain, since her parents cut aid. I took extra shifts at the art gallery, sacrificing time. The trade-off? Freedom for hardship. Family reconciliation attempts failed spectacularly. A mediated call with her parents devolved into arguments. We raised you better, her dad thundered. Better? To suppress? Elise hung up, tears flowing. They don't see me. The wound festered, awakening realization. Blood isn't always bond. Society's pressure amplified via media. A local blog picked up our story, sensationalizing. Straight girl turns lesbian. Friends' influence? The headline screamed bias, reducing us to tropes. Comments flooded. Supportive but mostly hateful. We deactivated accounts, retreating. The cost? Connectivity severed. Amid chaos, moments of purity shone. A quiet evening, cooking together, laughter echoing. This is what matters, she whispered, kissing my forehead. But even then, doubts intruded. Sustainable? Or temporary haven? The climax built with a final confrontation. Mark sued for emotional distress. Frivolous but draining. Lawyers advised settlement. We fought. No more hiding, Elise declared. The courtroom drama unfolded, testimonies raw. Her admission. I was living a lie. Alina showed me truth. Victory came but scarred, public exposure permanent. Post-trial exhaustion hit. What have we done? She pondered. Done. Survived. But the internal reckoning. Worth the damage? Families fractured, friendships lost. Awakening's price. Rebirth through fire. As tensions eased slightly, we rebuilt. Therapy joint now, unpacking layers. I regret nothing, she affirmed. Nothing. Admirable, but I harbored shadows. My role in the upheaval. The logic solidified. Love demands sacrifice, but boundaries matter. The story's arc curved toward resolution, but not without lingering echoes. Betrayals taught caution. Damages mended slowly. In quiet moments I reflected. Was the shift inevitable or my doing? The answer eluded, but forward we pressed. Rebuilding wasn't linear. It zigzagged through highs and lows. We moved into a small apartment in Boston's outskirts. A sanctuary amid chaos. Mornings brought coffee and kisses, but evenings carried weight. Unanswered calls from her family, my own parents' cautious support. Give them time, my mom advised. Time the healer or procrastinator. Societal integration tested us. At work, Elise faced whispers. Her teaching internship scrutinized. Parents complain. Her supervisor noted. Complain. About competence or orientation. The bias seeped, forcing overperformance. Inside her. Am I defined by this now? The identity struggle persisted. Awakening incomplete. For me, art became outlet. Paintings of fractured hearts, exhibited locally. Reviews praised raw emotion. But one critic sneered. Agenda-driven. Agenda? Living truthfully? The external judgments fueled internal fires. Defend? Or ignore? We chose selective battles. A breakthrough came unexpectedly. Elise's sister Anna reached out. I miss you, the message read. Tentative coffee followed, tears and truths exchanged. I was scared, Anna admitted. But seeing you happy. Happy the key. Not full reconciliation but a crack in the wall. The price paid yielded slow returns. Yet betrayals echoed. An old friend sold our story to a tabloid twisting facts. Lesbian love triangle destroys family. The sensationalism hurt, privacy invaded. We sued, winning nominal damages, but trust eroded further. Why us? Elise raged. Us because we dared visibility in a judgmental world. Moral reflections deepened. Had our choices been right? Disrupting lives for personal truth. Selfish or necessary? Debates in therapy circled. Society evolves through challengers but at individual cost. The logic. Progress demands pioneers, wounds inevitable. High drama subsided, replaced by subtle tensions. Holidays alone, traditions lost. Next year maybe, she hoped. Hope the fragile thread. My internal monologue. Worth every scar? Yes, but with caveats. Awakening fully bloomed in Elise. She volunteered at LGBTQ+ centers, empowering others. Paying it forward, she said. Empowerment, her transformation complete, from confusion to advocate. But shadows lingered. Lost innocence, hardened edges. Our bond strengthened through trials. Arguments arose, over boundaries, past hurts, but resolved with deeper understanding. We're in this, she affirmed. In this, the commitment, flaws and all. As the chapter closed, reflections mounted. The initial shift, that changing room moment, cascaded into this life. Damages tallied. Relationships severed, selves rebuilt. But gains. Authenticity. Love unmasked. In quiet nights we pondered paths not taken. What if silence prevailed? Safer but hollow. The story's end posed a question. In the pursuit of true love, is disrupting lives a moral imperative or an unforgivable selfishness?